Some people have asked me how to use Sefaria or where to find it. Here's the address. Just type in Sefaria or sefaria.org. I'm going to do a really fast video here of some of the main features that will help you navigate the site. So this is what you'll see when you first come in. And all of these here are just genres of Jewish literature. As you can see, as you go down, these are just like categories or genres of Jewish literature. But if you want to find the actual text of the Bible, you simply have to go to Tanakh, which is the Torah, the prophets, and the writings, which make up the Hebrew Bible. So you click on here, and it will take you to all the books. So as you can see here, there are the first 5 books, and so on, all the way down through to 1st and 2nd Chronicles. So here's all the books of the Bible. So let's click on this now. We'll start with Genesis, and you'll see you can pick the chapters then. So now let's go to chapter 1, and here you have Bereshit, which is what Genesis is called in Hebrew. And you'll notice that this is all in English right here. So this is Genesis 1:1. If you want, and I really suggest this, if you want to switch the languages, all you have to do is go up here to this A and then the letter Aleph. So you click on that. You can change the font size, the layout, but for the language, if you want it just in Hebrew, you'd click here. What I suggest and what I always use is the English and the Hebrew. So you see by clicking that, you change it over, and now we have Hebrew followed by English. And here's the first word, Bereshit, and this is why it's called Bereshit. So now we're reading the Bible. If you want to learn more about the text, because often when you're reading it, it's like it can be kind of confusing, or you just want to learn more about the verse, because the great commentators, the sages throughout the last 2,000 plus years have been commenting on the Bible and noticing things. You can simply just click on the verse itself. Then you'll notice as you go down, you have commentary, Talmud, Midrash, and then halakhic things, which are like laws, and even more. You can find out where else certain themes are found in the rest of the Tanakh, and so on, all the way down to Kabbalistic things. And the little numbers beside them show you how many sources there are. And then you'll see here EN. That means that there are English sources available. Some of these things won't be translated because they haven't been translated yet, and there's just because it's a massive amount of material to get through. But when you see EN, you'll know that there are English things available. So let's click on commentary here. And again, if you see EN here, you'll notice this one doesn't have it, so the Abarbanel commentary has not been translated into English. But all of these have. So there's 2 things you can do. You can either click on commentary, and it will give you everything. It will give you all of those commentators that we just looked at and brought up. So some of it will be in English, and some of it won't be. But you can then scroll through. Or you can do it this way. If you just want to read the Rashi, you can click on Rashi, and it will stay up here, and then you can scroll through it that way as well. So there's just an example. Same type of thing with, let's say, the Talmud. If we want to look up Anytime that Genesis 1:1 is quoted in the Talmud, you can do exact same thing here, where we can either open it all up and search through all of it and read through all of it, or you can just simply click on them one at a time. Now here's another thing. If, let's say, I want to open a commentary, and we'll pick the Rashi here. So I'm going through the Rashi, and instead of having it in this little side window here, if you go down to the bottom of the source, you can click open, and it will bring it into a much wider window. It's the exact same thing, and you'll see here you'll have again the Hebrew and the English. So I'll close this now. Here's another thing. If you have a verse highlighted and you want to know, like, let's say what this word is here. This is Hashemayim, which is like the heavens. But you can simply highlight a word. Actually, you click on the verse first, then highlight a word, and it will show up in the dictionary on the right. So anything you highlight will show up in a dictionary, one of the dictionaries online. You can see here heaven, heavens, sky, and so on. So there's just a few examples of what you can do here. Now let's say we want to search for something. This is very good as well, because you can either search in English, like let's say I want to look up the word covenant, but I want to do it in Hebrew. All you have to do is click this little keyboard, and if you know the word for covenant, which is brit, you just type that in, and let's see, every single time on the entire site that this word brit will show up. So it's many, many times, obviously, brit being covenant, and you can then scroll through them and see every time it shows up. The first results will be how many times it shows up in the entire Hebrew Bible. If you just want to search, like, I only want to see every time it shows up in the Talmud, you can simply click on one of these, and it will bring your search results to 662 that you can then go through. If you only want to see every time it shows up in the Hebrew Bible, just click here and check that off. Now, you can also search it this way and search it book by clicking this little arrow here. So if I only want to see the times it shows up in Genesis, I'll click it here. Or Exodus, same thing. Here's another thing you can do with your search results. I'll put this back up. You can search it by relevance, or you can search it in chronological order as well. So the very first time this word shows up, you can do it that way as well. So that's the basics, I think. That will get you started in studying. It's an amazing tool, and just massive. The amount of work that's been done, the amount of texts that are on here, you can then use it to kind of connect dots. So anyway, happy studying.